urge you to watch this video in its entirety so you don't end up going through the ear like him and this passenger. Welcome to another episode of Riding with the RUACH. I'm your host, Kahan Tazadak. In this episode, we're going to talk about things you should not do. You can end up like this if you don't follow these rules, or you can end up like this in a hospital bed, or you could go all the way to the cemetery. Rockabye, baby. Rockabye, baby. This is your boy, Kahan Tazadak, and I'm here again with a very informative video that everyone out here should really watch. Wake up, people. You're literally putting your life at risk on a motorcycle without knowing the things that I'm about to cover in this video, especially if you're a beginner, but not just for beginners. For these people that's been driving for years and they get too comfortable. You definitely want to watch this video in its entirety. Now, you see me suiting up, huh? Right now, I have on proper gear. I have on a full-face helmet, and this helmet has to be approved by the Department of Transportation. If you have a helmet, doesn't have a DOT in the back of it, it's not really supposed to be sold. I mean, that's not an authorized helmet. I have on a jacket. It's warm. It's very hot out. But I'll sweat. I got ear holes in the jacket and all of that. I took the inserts out. But you see, I have that. And you're going to see that I have on gloves. I'm going to eventually put my gloves on. I'll always wear them despite how hot it is. And I'll always wear pants with armor in them and some boots. Never sneakers. Now, this is cool gear that I have on. But we're going to cover fool's gear versus cool's gear. So these are the things that you should never do on a motorcycle, or you're putting your life at risk. If you are a beginner, you definitely want to watch this video in its entirety, maybe even more than once, because this is actually going to be very, very informative. And the first thing I'm going to suggest that you do, if you have not taken a motorcycle safety course, I'm going to suggest that you do it. You got people that's been riding for over 20 years, 30, 40 years, and they're making mistakes. They going down. Now, if you own a bike at some point, I contend you will lay that bike down. Now, the things that you know and the protective clothing that you have on may determine the outcome, whether you lose your skin, some bones, or your life. So this video is actually going to go into that. You see, I'm about to take off here, gearing up, I'm preparing everything. And so I'm going to cover some very, very important factors that every rider should know. If you don't know these, you're gambling with your life on a motorcycle. I need you to practice the basics. Most riders, they aren't too good at slow speeds. Now you see these guys, they speeding, they dipping out of traffic. That's not really technique, and that doesn't really exhibit any kind of real skill. Just about anyone could drive that knows how to ride a motorcycle in a straight line. It's when you're going at a slow speed, especially if you're on a heavier bike, right? Most of them don't have the skills, so they lay that bike down. Some would drive around instead of, doing U-turns. They'll drive around the block. Because why? They don't have the skills to properly do a U-turn or a figure eight. Now, if you go through the motorcycle safety course, you're going to have to learn how to do a proper U-turn within a certain box. And you're going to have to know how to do a figure eight. If you can't complete that, you're going to fail the course. And many people fail it because of that. They haven't learned the proper motorcycle skills and techniques. And you have to practice these. Yeah, I don't care how seasoned you are, how long you've been riding, you have to practice these. I go to parking lot sometimes and just practice the basic skills. You need to know these. You have to practice emergency stopping, emergency braking, right? U-turns, figure eights. You need to know this stuff. In the event of an emergency, are you ready? You may think that you are, but if you don't practice it, I can assure you, you're not ready. You got to practice your U-turns at a slow speed. You have to learn to master that clutch and throttle. So we're going to cover that in this video. As you see, I'm still getting set up here. It's taking me a while to take off. I checked all of my settings. One of the good things that you need to learn to do is before you get on a motorcycle, check the tires, check for nails, check for any slow leaks, check the chain. The chain, the chain endures a lot of hard work. Make sure your chain is properly lubricated. You do not want your chain locking up when you're going 80 miles an hour, 75 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour. Trust me, you don't. You don't want that chain to seize up. Now, a lot of experienced riders, they will hear what I'm saying and they'll probably make mockery. But those are the fools. So I'm going to go into the gear. I'm going to go into safety techniques. I'm going to go into proper braking, emergency braking. So definitely stay tuned to the wealth of information that you're about to receive in this video right here. All right, let's get ready to ride. I'm about to pull off here, pull up on you with some right knowledge. Stay prayed up. You're now riding with the RUACH. I am your host, Kahan Tazadak, a.k.a. the Foul-Mouth Kahan. And so you definitely want to muse over what you're about to learn in this video. If you're a beginner, forget what they say. Forget trying to look cool. This is cool gear that I have on because this will save your skin and possibly save your life. Let's ride. I want to start off by saying always wear the proper protective gear. You could have on fool's gear, which is a regular everyday clothing like sweats, sneakers, and so on and so forth, or cool gear, which is proper protective. Hey, yo, I like wearing cool gear so I could do stuff like this. See how I'm moving? Because I wear cool gear that preserve my life. Or you could wear fool's gear and you could do this like this, fool's gear. See what she has on? Yoga pants. They both have on sneakers. Here's another one, yoga pants, sneakers. Imagine if she burns out, she crashed out. She has on shorts. This is fool's gear. Here's another one trying to look cute. Yoga pants and sneakers. This is fool's gear. And look at her. She's trying to look great. That is fool's gear. You do not ever want to get on a motorcycle like that. I don't care if you're just going to the corner store. You never know what could happen on a motorcycle. Each time we get on a motorcycle, we're putting our lives at stake. You never know what could happen. It could be an oil spill or something, and you crash out. So always have on the right gear, the proper gear. A sweatshirt is not going to cut it. It's going to be like a knife going through butter, a hot knife. This is an idiot putting his whole family at risk. And here's another idiot trying to look cool, right? No helmet. 65% of injury. Here's another idiot. No helmet. No protection on his arms or anything. Two more idiots, right? Got to call them what they are. This is crazy behavior. Here's some more. He got shorts, no helmet, turn around backwards. What if this happens? How do you think he's going to survive that? What if this happens? What if this happens? See where this ends these type of people up? So look at her. They're having fun, right? No helmets, no protective gear. You burn out like this. You burn out like this. Unexpectedly. I don't think anyone that crashes out plan to crash out, right? So keep that in mind. When you have on no protective gear and you out here, you acting like a jack behind a jackass like this lady right here. I mean, he got on a helmet, but they end up like this. They end up like this. Her head was decapitated internally. This person is missing half of their head. So this is a proper protective gear. You go out in this. Here's some nice casual gear. You can still look great with protective gear. Make sure you have on the proper protective gear when you're going out. If you want to see this stuff at close range, pause the video, rewatch it and pause it. But make sure you go out with proper protective gear. It saves you from road rash, may save you from a hospital bed, may save your life, especially the helmet. Especially the helmet. There was a state in one country that says that you don't have any headgear, you get no gas. So fool's gear, cool gear. Cool gear is the proper protective gear. You need to pause this video when you rewatch it and go out and get the proper protective wear. It will save your skin, save your bones, and possibly save your life. I cannot overemphasize that. If you want to look cool in the proper gear. It might save you. I can't overemphasize this. This guy right here, somewhat cool. His sneakers, I don't know. So make sure you have on the proper protective gear every time you go out. And the next thing I want to talk about is you have to practice U-turns. Practice U-turns, practice doing figure eights. Never forget the basics. If you've never taken a motorcycle safety training course, you have no clue what I'm talking about. So let's take it back to the basics. Despite how long you've been riding, despite how good you think you are, you need to go to a large parking lot and practice proper U-turning. You do not want to have to call upon these skills and don't have them available when you really need them, especially at low speeds. Under 8 miles an hour, practice that. Next thing I want to tell you is practice going around carbs. You're going to hear all kind of opinions about this. Some people tell you not to engage the clutch when you're going around a carb. That's neither here nor there. You may have to use that clutch. Proper clutch control is essential in controlling that motorcycle and throttle control. So what you can do is go to a parking lot and practice going around in a circle at a low speed. I'm telling you, if you could do these things at low speeds, you definitely could do them at a higher speed. It's developing these skills at a low speed when you don't have as much control of the bike that you think you do without mastering that clutch, that throttle, and that rear brake. The front brake is going to get a lot of you in trouble. Again, find a large parking lot, practice going in circles. This will help your carbs. Practice, practice, practice. This will eventually pay off, believe it or not. When you call upon these skills in real life, they will be there. Instead of trying to learn them, and you're going to eat some asphalt if you're not at the top of your game on these skills. You may get lucky here and there, but imagine needing to call upon these skills in traffic and you don't have them. Practice circles in a large parking lot. This will help your carving, but you also want to practice going around carbs. But if you could put this bike in a circle like that, then hey, that's good money. When you're about to turn, look over your shoulder in the direction that you're going to turn. This will help you out tremendously because your reflexes will almost automatically turn the bike in that direction. Be sure to do that. This will help you out tremendously. When you're about to go into a curve, look ahead into the curve so you know where you're going to turn. Do not look directly in front of you. You may burn out. You may wipe out. And it's good to keep that clutch and that throttle, if you're on the clutch, at a steady momentum, right? In other words, if it doesn't call upon it, do not give that throttle any more gas in that curve. You should actually already have adjusted that prior to entering that curve. Emergency braking. You're going to need to know how to emergency brake in the event that you have to do a sudden stop. You do not want to lose control of that motorcycle. So you need to go to a parking lot and practice emergency braking, sudden braking. You need to master this craft. Normally when you're braking, you would kind of like ease into the brake. But in the event that there's there's a situation that calls upon you to make a sudden stop, or you're able to do that without losing control of the motorcycle. And the proper way to brake in an emergency brake is both the rear brake and the front brake. The front brake accounts to about 70% of your stopping power, and about the rear about 30%. So the front's about 70, the rear's about 30. Now here's the thing, when you're going at speeds lower than 8 miles an hour, if you hit that front brake on a big bike, the motorcycle's going to tilt forward and you're likely to drop it. The other thing I want to tell you about braking is if your wheel is turned, don't brake because you may go down. You may get lucky to put your foot down, but literally don't brake with that front brake, should I say. If you're going to brake with the rear brake and throttle and clutch control. Most of us in that clutch. If you get your clutch in that friction zone, that's going to hold the bike up. If the clutch is depressed all the way in, the rear wheel has no power. If the clutch is engaged just a little bit, it's going to keep that bike upright, especially if it's a heavy bike. Now, you heard me mention friction zone. Friction zone is the point where you start to give the rear wheel power by engaging that clutch or letting up off of the clutch until it gets back to the friction zone. If I'm doing a U-turn, I want to stay in that friction zone while I'm doing that U-turn in case I need to raise the motorcycle up by giving it more power or depressing it and slowing it down and taking way more power by slightly hitting my rear brake. So you need to learn to master that friction zone. Next thing I want to discuss is speeding. Yeah, you want a motorcycle, you like to go fast. Well, do that in a controlled environment where someone may not pull out in front of you, where a car is not stopped or in an intersection. I mean, you're literally putting your life on the line. Speeding on a motorcycle in traffic or not in traffic, it could end your life, especially if you don't know the terrain. Even if you do know the terrain, you don't know whether or not oil or something has been dropped or what have you. I know this is hard, but if you want to speed, do so in a controlled environment. Not on these highways, not on the street, even that you know it could be oil or something, and you end up like this. Watch this. This is a guy speeding. Boom. There was a parked car. He and the passenger go flying in the air. Can only surmise how that ended. So do not speed. Now let's watch this again in real time with the sound. This is really tragic. Don't end up like this. Think about it before you speed. So use common sense when you go out on a motorcycle. Always think safety. If you're distracted, don't get on your motorcycle. If you've just gotten in an argument, if you've been arguing, if you have been drinking, don't get on the motorcycle. It may very well be your last ride. Trust me, you need to listen to me on this. I don't care how long you've been riding or how long you've been getting away with it. Well, you've been fortunate. Maybe the Most High's actually been watching over you, but don't take those unnecessary risks or you may end up like this. I don't care how long you've been riding. If you be a jackass, you may end up like this. You may end up man down, man down. Use cautions each time you get on your motorcycle. Think, be aware, have on the proper protective gear. Do not take unnecessary risks. Do not speed. Do not dip in and out of traffic. Most fatalities occur in the inner city. Do not be a speed demon, or you may regret it if you live to regret it. Don't let the next man down be you. And if in the event it does, make sure it wasn't your fault and you had on the proper protective gear. Keep your head on a swivel. Stay safe. Don't take unnecessary risks, or you may be one of these people in these photos living in intense regret if you're living at all, like this guy. It's unfortunate, but true. I know what some of you OGs are probably thinking, man, I was riding a motorcycle before you was born. I've been riding for 42 years and so on and so forth. Well, check this out right here. I don't care. I don't give a darn how long you've been riding. If you're riding unsafe, you need to be checked. You're putting yourself at risk and others at risk. Don't ride drunk. Don't take unnecessary risks. Next thing I want to tell you is don't ride adjacent to cars too long. Never ride in a car's blind spot. You either fall back or you pass them, right? Don't ride in their blind spot. Don't ride too close to a car at their doors because they'll forget that you're there. Drivers are too distracted these days and never follow too close behind like these idiots I'm about to show you right now. Don't you ever in your life ride like this. Ever, ever. And the next thing I'm going to tell you is do not get on a bike, a motorcycle that's too big for you, that you have to hop off and hop on the seat. That is utterly dangerous. It's like common sense is actually taking a long vacation and the mental faculty of a lot of these people is just off. Her bike is obviously way too big for her. She had to jump off at the stop because she's too short and she had to hop back on the seat to take off. Never do this. Don't do this, man. Come on. Let's be realistic. Let's enjoy riding motorcycles, but we have to use common sense and safety first. Otherwise, you're going to end up eating asphalt. If you like the way asphalt tastes, because you're going to be an ass at fault. If you're eating that asphalt and you're doing any of these things mentioned in this video, do not ride too fast. You don't know. Even if it's a road that you're familiar with, it could be oil up ahead. It could have been an oil spill. Check your tires. Or you might eat asphalt. Check your tires and chain each time before you go out. May have a slow leak. Remember to learn to master that clutch and throttle. Speeding could end your life. If you want to speed in a controlled environment. You should not follow a vehicle too close. In fact, you should never follow a vehicle any closer than 2 seconds. That means if a vehicle is at a certain point and you reach that point before you count to 2 seconds, you're following too close. You're following too close. You're putting your life at stake. You see what happened during the sudden stops in this video. Don't let this be you. If you don't know these things, you may be gambling with your life on a motorcycle. Practice these things. Keep them close to your mental faculty. And remember, make sure you have on a helmet and make sure it's DOT certified helmet. Don't just throw on any helmet that's not really going to protect you as it should. Hey, you've been riding with the RUACH. I encourage you to share this video, those that you love, your affiliates, because it could very well save their life. I know you know someone that's riding around and they're violating, if not all of these, at least some of these. And all it takes is one thing in this video for them to violate and to end up with a road rash, broken bones, broken neck, severe head injuries, and maybe lose their life. So stay prayed up. And when you ride with the RUACH, I'm your host, Kahan Tells the Doc, man. Leave your comments under this video. I contend that it was very informative. I'm going to ride out right here. Kahan Tells the Doc. The song in this video is T-Doc Recordings. You could get our music at www.tdocrecordings.com. That's me, myself, the foul-mouthed Kahan, the foul-mouthed priest, the foul-mouthed minister, my good brother Kadar, and the good brother Kanan Benaya. Ride out, baby. Ride on, ride safely, and ride out. And when the wheels fall off, go and get some more wheels and keep riding. I'm your host, Kahan Tells the Doc, and I'm out, man. Let's let the T-Doc music play. Again, you can get this music, tdocrecordings.com.
Brother, it's just that whoever the Khan put in charge is in charge. And he wouldn't have put him in charge. It doesn't matter what put in charge. We try to lead by example, even though we're not trying to lead anybody. But, if we show that we can't even respect each other, it doesn't matter. The Khan, if he say this guy is X, Y, and Z, you don't have to listen, you lead, And nobody, we ain't accusing nobody of anything.
I've got faith and I know what tomorrow gon' bring. Been enduring this pain, yet I'm praying for change. I can see the sunshine and know they said it would rain. I got faith and I know what tomorrow gon' bring. Been enduring this pain, yet I'm praying for change. I can see the sunshine and know they said it would rain. I've got faith and I know what tomorrow gon' bring. Been enduring this pain, yet I'm praying for change. I can see the sunshine and know they said it would rain. I got faith and I know what tomorrow gon' bring. Been enduring this pain, yet I'm praying for change. I can see the sunshine and know they said it would rain. It's gonna rain.
curse. One of the realest returned to dirt. God cremated, not written in the earth. Blessed with the curse, born to B.O.G. Never forgotten by TDOC. Men don't cry, this shit is hurting me. No more pain, your soul is free. Read the email, I couldn't believe you was already dead. For a week in a blaze of glory, cut died soldier. OG Marty Marr died like a soldier. Instead of being helpless and suffering, you took the gap, put one in your brain. When I heard the news, I couldn't cry, too cold for tears. My soul's been robbed. Fuck boys cross me every time. Not in the flesh, in the flesh lives on. Wasn't much Solomon, the widow's son. By Hashem Kadah, please sing the song.
I got faith and I know what tomorrow gon' bring. Been enduring this pain, yet I'm praying for change. I can see the sunshine and know they said it would rain. I got faith and I know what tomorrow gon' bring. Been enduring this pain, yet I'm praying for change. I can see the sunshine and know they said it would rain. I got faith and I know what tomorrow gon' bring. Been enduring this pain, yet I'm praying for change. I can see the sunshine and know they said it would rain. I got faith and I know what tomorrow gon' bring. Been enduring this pain, yet I'm praying for change. I can see the sunshine and know they said it would rain. It's gonna rain.
Your family wasn't real, this scheme is sad. Fighting over property since your dad gave her nothing but love, you were the truest. Went to your door, now you didn't do it. Must be foul play, wanted your estate. Someone was paid to seal your fate. I'm praying that your soul's in a better place, and you're smiling down at us on earth. After the rain, the sunshine come. After death, it's Shemayim. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
I've got faith and I know what tomorrow gon' bring. Been enduring this pain, yet I'm praying for change. I can see the sunshine and know they said it would rain. I got faith and I know what tomorrow gon' bring. Been enduring this pain, yet I'm praying for change. I can see the sunshine and know they said it would rain. I got faith and I know what tomorrow gon' bring. Been enduring this pain, yet I'm praying for change. I can see the sunshine and know they said it would rain. I got faith and I know what tomorrow gon' bring. Been enduring this pain, yet I'm praying for change. I can see the sunshine and know they said it would rain. It's gonna rain.
The little confusion amongst the brothers, we just trying to take that away, and it ain't gonna be tolerated. Somebody, it's his thing. Those three things control. If he say this guy's in charge, if he say his little son Jonathan's in charge, he's in charge. Because that's the way it goes, man. You can't be doing all that, man. You gotta be respectful. That's all. I mean, a lot of people doing stuff. You can't come over here and sell drugs and be a part of this organization. You can't be a perpetrator on my brother and be a part of this. It's about doing, let's say, the large work or either go somewhere else.